This is the United Uprising channel. Welcome to today's show. I thought this was funny, so I wanted to cover it. Because currently, at the moment of me recording this, trending on Twitter is the phrase, America has a problem. And of course, it's trending because, well, America has many, many problems, all, of course, orchestrated and being done by these globalists in our government. And Barry Obama is really the reason that it's trending, because Barry put out his list of his favorite songs, his favorite movies, and his favorite books, of course, to tell us and give us little tidbits on what's coming for America. Because when I show you some of the names of these books and movies that he says are his favorite of the year, you'll also notice the plots of some of these that are his favorite for the year and how that ties into the destruction of Babylon, I mean America. But let's start here. Barry wanted to send his Christmas greetings to everyone out there, because I love how they put this stuff right in front of our faces of what they recommend we read and what they recommend we watch, so they could give us some predictive programming and a little bit of mind control. But then they also virtue signal, and they give us all this other crap where they tell us about how we need to care about each other. We need a working community. Obviously, these people are the most wicked, disgusting, disturbing things that have ever walked the earth. But they present themselves as wonderful philanthropists and people that we should aspire to be like. So here's Barry wishing everyone out there a happy, Merry Christmas Saturnalia.
Hey, everybody. This season is about giving. And in addition to family and friends, this is an opportunity for us to give back to our communities in some ways. Whether it's checking in on a neighbor, volunteering for a food drive or a present drive, being part of this broader community where we all are counting on each other. That's what the spirit of these holidays are about. I hope all of you have a wonderful holiday, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the new year.
So after Barry does that, Barry decides to release, and they do this because this is another thing that people don't realize. When celebrities tell us what books to read, and they're trying to get you to read these things, they can perform sigil magic that way as well to program you. You don't just have to see movies with all these themes in it. They can tell you to go watch these movies, but they can also tell you to go read these books or listen to these songs. And they're pretty much outing themselves by doing this, but of course they know you can never connect the dots by doing so. So let's start here with Barry Obama's favorite music of the year 2023. And that's why it was trending right there, because America Has a Problem, the song by Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar, which I guess came out in 2022, but it's his music for 2023. And of course, they're telling you that America has a problem. Now you can look at some of the other songs that are out there, Vampire, Empire, right? Because we all know about that blood libel that they love so much. They put these things right in front of us. And of course, some of these other songs like Road to Freedom. But I really want to focus on is Barry's books and Barry's movies for the year 2023. So let's go to Barry's favorite books, right? Because there's a lot of messaging in here that if you're paying attention, you could wake up to, as well as plots. So you have one called The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, right? Poverty by America, as these people, of course, put us into poverty. How to Say Babylon, right? That's pretty interesting, is it not? How to Say Babylon. Then we have The Covenant of Water, King of Life, The Kingdom, the Power, and the Glory. And then you have these right here. All the sinners bleed, and some people need killing, as well as the other Eden. So are you getting a message here? Are you getting a theme of what he's telling you about with some of these plots? So here's one of the plots from Some People Need Killing. The plot is meticulously reported and deeply human chronicle of the Philippines drug war for 6 years. The author chronicled the killings carried out by police and vigilantes in the name of the war on drugs, a war that has led to the slaughter of thousands, immersing herself in the world of killers and survivals, capturing the atmosphere of fear created when an elected president decides that some lives are worth less than others. Right? That's interesting that Barry, who was a selected, not unelected president, because none of these people are actually voted in. And of course, that person who was selected gets to decide which lives are worth less than others. Sounds a lot like kind of what's going on in power right now, right? The other book I wanted to tell you about is the one he put on there, The Other Eden, another biblical reference, right? You got one about Babylon, you got another book about Eden, nobody connecting the dots. They're always telling you about this spiritual war that's going on. And in this case, listen to the plot of The Other Eden. The Other Eden is a powerful historical novel about the last days of a tiny, racially integrated community off the coast of Maine. As its inhabitants are noticed, then hated, then evicted by the mainland government, the islanders are poor, hungry, lawless, and incestuous, the children vulnerable to neglect and abuse. So a disgusting book it sounds like, but of course, sounds a lot like what they have planned for us, doesn't it? I mean, we're talking about a government that's literally evicting its people, which is kind of like what we see going on. But of course, nobody would ever think that that was actually happening because they expect the government to come out and tell you that they're literally doing it by design. This is what the society we live in. They literally would need the government to come on TV and say, we're throwing you out of your homes, we're rounding you up and putting you into FEMA camps by design because we're making you modern day slaves. Even then, I would be surprised if some of these people actually believe it's happening. They'd probably be like laughing, saying the government's just trolling us, right? But these people are so dumb that we live among, they literally would need something like that to realize what's actually happening, right? And that's why when you see Barry in that original video, or that clip that I put in earlier, on his Instagram account with his snowman, his Santa hat on, his Satan Claus hat, saying about, oh, we need to love and care about each other. That's what these people do. They come out and they tell you they love and care about community, and they're the ones responsible for gaslighting our nation into oblivion. They're telling you should read books about how people are going poor and hungry, and there's lawlessness and incest going around, and children are vulnerable and being abused. Sounds a lot like what's being created in this country as we speak. So those are just some of the books with some of the plots. All the sinners bleed, right? I mean, you see the undertones, the religious undertones here, the biblical undertones, and then, of course, Barry's favorite movies for 2023. Well, this shouldn't surprise you. Of course, he has movies like Rustin on there, if you don't know the plot of Rustin, of course, because Barry has to play into all this civil unrest, this racial unrest. That's what really part of his role is here, racial inequality. Well, this guy is a black president. He tells everybody out there that black people are oppressed. So a lot of black people get led into this, and they're really leading them to slaughter by following people like Barry and Big Mike Obama, right? So the plot of Rustin is about Bayard Rustin, his life quest for racial equality, human rights, and worldwide democracy. However, as an openly gay black man, he's all but erased from the civil rights movement that he helped build. So a lot of undertones there with Barry, an openly gay black man, but I can't go into that here on YouTube. So the other movie, of course, that's on Barry's list is Leave the World Behind. Well, why wouldn't it be on Barry's list? You might say, well, that's because he's involved in producing the film. Yeah, he's also involved in creating exactly what that blueprint in that movie is all about, because that's exactly what's coming to America. So these people always get away with things like this because they don't even have to address it as a conspiracy, because the common person would hear me rant about what he's recommending. Like, first of all, why should anybody actually care about anybody else's favorite movies? Do we need somebody to make a list of their favorite movies and their favorite books? Of course not. This is idol worship, of course, because this actually works. These suckers see this stuff and they go, oh, these are his favorite book. Oh, maybe I should see that book. Maybe I should, movie. Maybe I should read that book. Maybe I should listen to all that propaganda music that's filled with nothing but racial slurs. Of course, he ignores that because most of these songs that he promotes all have words in there that they tell us need to be banned, because of course that's really about banning words and banning speech, but nobody connects the dots as to why they gaslight you all the time about words hurting people's feelings. But anyway, let's recap here, because there's a lot of undertones about the destruction of America right out of Barry's mouth while he's telling you to go to the communities and go stand there and smile, right? And do you see the dystopian illusion that these people are creating, right? This is what the holidays are all about. It's about community, community, community. While these people in power are the ones destroying our country, our community, everything. They're destroying everything. Morals, right? While he tells you to do that stuff, he's releasing his books where he's saying, hey, worship me, by the way. I'm watching my movies I recommend, et cetera, where he's telling you his favorite song is America Has a Problem, which goes viral on Twitter, trends on Twitter. He wants you to go see the movie Leave the World Behind and read books that have names like, I don't know, How to Say Babylon, or All the Sinners Bleed, or Some People Need Killing, or This Other Eden. Books that have plots about presidents deciding who should live and who should die. books about plots, that plots about the government telling you flat out that you are going to be evicted from your homes, and you're going to be hated and persecuted and poor and hungry, and lawlessness is going to reign supreme, and incest, and children are going to be abused and neglected, right? So that's Barry. Just saying happy holidays from Barry Obama, Barry Sorturo, which is his real name if you're not aware of Barry. If you are new to all this stuff, you can find out who Barry really is and who Big Mike really is. Of course, those are things to talk about on the website, uprisingrevival.com. I found it hilarious that this was even out there and this was trending. When I clicked on it, I just felt like I needed to do a video because I love, I look at this stuff and people watch this dystopian society we're living in, right? Everyone's like, community, help each other. Like all these big celebrities doing it. Then they have millions of homes, millions of dollars, millions of cars, etc. They live their life one way. They tell you, you need to live this way. And they're the ones who are causing all the problems in the world. Isn't it crazy? It's sick is really what it is. I thank everybody for being here. Hope to see you over on the website, uprisingrevival.com. Hope you're well. God bless you as always and your families.